Toss a coin to your tiefling, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. I have a helm that looks absolutely ridiculous, but it's actually not what we're here to discuss today. We are here to talk about the best subclass or the best specialization for the bard at level 3. Because the bard can go in a variety of different directions, even though at its core it is always going to be a bard. Performance is part of this character. There's a lot of different ways that they can slot into a group depending on the way that you want to choose to play. I would also argue that depending on the difficulty level of the campaign you're playing, whether it's Explorer, Balanced, or Tactician, that's also going to change a few things. But traditionally, the way I do these guys is these are geared towards the beginners. So that's why they usually are called the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to whatever. And in this case, it is choosing the right specialization for your bard and the right subclass. So I'm doing this on the controller because I think it looks a lot better. So this part doesn't matter. We're just going to grab a quick spell. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to discuss College of Swords, College of Lore, or College of Valor, and which one of those might be best for you and your bard. If you've never watched one of my videos before, this is the time to say like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams happen at 11 a.m. Check out all the private member videos above. And of course, don't forget to join the Discord. Links are down below. And check out all the playlists because we do a ton of different stuff. Done a ton of different things. Things on the channel. So there's 3 options at level 3 as a bard. You get to choose between College of Swords, College of Lore, or College of Valor. Now, I'm personally playing my bard in the multiplayer sessions that you see us streaming on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Central with myself, Babylonia, and Mujin. Make sure to follow their channels as well. I'm playing a College of Lore character, and I am basically one of the face characters for that group. Not the only face character, but in a lot of scenarios, I do handle the face role because of the persuasion and the charisma and everything else. I like the College of Lore for a roleplay purpose. It's not necessarily and I'm going to use air quotes here, the best bard class, the best bard subclass, if you want to dive into the meta, because the meta of the game suggests that you're either going to want to go with College of Valor or College of Swords. But I'm not either of those meta people. I am someone who loves role play. So the College of Lore makes sense for me because you pursue beauty and truth, collecting knowledge from scholarly tomes to peasants' tales, and use your gifts to hold both audiences and enemies spellbound. And you get cutting words, which uses your wit to distract a creature and sap its confidence. And essentially, this allows you to put a mob at disadvantage on their next attack roll, which I think is a cool little additional thing. But if you don't want to go College of Lore, you could choose to go College of Valor. You wander the land to witness and relate the deeds of the mighty, keeping alive the memory of heroes of the past and inspiring heroes of the future. Now, you're going to get a few things here. First and foremost, you're going to get shield proficiency, which allows you to now use a shield in your offhand. You can also now wear medium armor and no longer imposes a disadvantage on your attack rolls. And you also get access to the martial weapon proficiency, which allows you to add your proficiency bonus to attack rolls with martial weapons. And on top of all of that, you get combat inspiration, which inspires an ally to add a 1d6 bonus to their next attack roll, ability check, saving throw, weapon damage, or armor class. This is a pretty big deal. I personally feel that a College of Valor bard is best suited if you're going to have them on the front lines with one of your melee characters, like a fighter, whether it's Karlach or Lae'zel or someone else. So they're right there, and they can inspire the ally, and you've got martial weapons, you're wielding medium armor, you've got a shield, so you're basically a tanky, not a tank, but tanky type of bard. You're still not going to have the hit points of a bard, although you could spec your character a little differently, and that's something that's important to note here. If you look at the stats that I have on the right-hand side of the screen, I am spec'd to be the face bard of the group, so I am never going to be up front and personal with combat. I do have a 14 Constitution, but that's as high as it's ever going to go. If you were going to be a tanky type bard, you're probably going to want to bump the Constitution even higher, maybe shed the Dex, put it back into Charisma. But just food for thought. Then you get into the oops, hang on, clicked the wrong thing. College of Swords, and this is definitely like the melee build for the bard. It's not necessarily a tank build. A highly trained and skilled warrior, you use your prowess with words and weapons to fight and entertain in equal measures. So you gain access to medium armor proficiency, scimitar proficiency. You also get to choose a passive fighting style, which we'll take a look at what that looks like here in a minute. And then you get slashing flourish, mobile flourish, all these different flourishes, right? And they do different things. So this one allows you to hit up to 2 enemies at once. The defensive one increases your armor class by 4 if you hit. Defensive flourish, it's the same thing, but it's just they're ranged in melee versions. And then the mobile one pushes mobs backwards, and afterwards you can teleport to the target. So this, if you like dancing around the battlefield and doing lots of cool stuff in the middle of combat, and you want like an action-paced style of combat, the College of Swords is the way to go, because you're going to be doing all sorts of stuff, melee, ranged, and everything else. But let's look at what this looks like so we can choose a passive so that you can further understand what it means to be a College of Swords bard. Now you get to choose between dueling or 2-weapon fighting here. Most people that I know choose to go 2-weapon fighting so that you can dual wield, because this allows you to add your ability modifier to the damage of your offhand attack. But some people do like to wield a melee weapon with the just using the single version for the dueling. Quick commercial break, everyone, to give a shout out to our first official guild officer, Babylonia, as well as all of the guild champions, and of course, all of the members who help keep me on the air full time. To join as a member, simply click that join button below and pick your tier, but you can also support with SuperChats on any live stream or premiere, or SuperThanks on any upload or YouTube short. Don't forget the Discord. Let's get back to the video. So just think about rapier, one hand on your waist, and you're dueling with the rapier in front of you. That's essentially what this is and what that looks like. So when you choose a fighting style for your College of Swords, it's going to be one of these two. And again, it just comes down to personal preference. There is not a better option here. It's just what suits you and what's best for you and your playstyle, which is traditionally how I try to tell people whenever I say the best, like if I say something like the rogue is the best class for this, what I mean by that is not that it's technically the best class for the meta, it's the best class for me playing this particular way. Everybody's got versions of best, and I would think that most people understand that, but just to put it out there for the sake of having that out there, my version of best might not be everybody else's version of best. Bear that in mind. And going back to choosing your College of Swords, if you're someone who wants to plan out your bard build before you create your bard and you want to get into the meta a little bit, this is when you're going to want to look at this and go, okay, let me plan out my college first. Figure out, do I get any bonuses with this? Do I get any additional proficiencies with anything? And is it going to overlap with anything so that I don't accidentally take, too many things at the beginning of the character creation process, because I don't want to have proficiency stacking. So like as an example, if you're going to get shield proficiency with your subclass because you're going College of Valor, then you probably don't need to worry about doing any sort of shield proficiency during character creation. As an example, that's just an example. It's not to say that you can pick shield proficiency with the bard at the beginning, but it's just an example because not everything stacks. So bear that in mind. So yeah. So there you have it, everyone. That is the ultimate beginner's guide to choosing the best specialization for your bard. It is up to you at the end of the day, but hopefully this has given you a better understanding of how these specializations work, these subclasses work, because there's options, and at the end of the day, in my opinion, a bard is never going to be the number one fighter or the number one healer for a group, but you can spec these guys in a variety of different ways. I've gone with the roleplay option because I don't need to have all the fancy footwork and do lots of melee attacks and everything else, but other people might want that to spice things up a little bit. So just play around with them, figure out which one you want to pick. Don't forget, Wizards allows you to respec back at camp. So if you decide you don't like one and you want to go back, you can always respec at a later point in time. Love to hear your thoughts on your favorite Bard specialization subclass. Leave those down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 11 a.m. Check out the other playlists. Discord links are down below, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Until then, stay safe. Happy gaming.